Hey there. Today we're going to draw very simply a schematic of the upper airway of the canine and think about the pinch points that occur with BOAS. So to begin with, we're going to do a quick sketch here, kind of just drawing, I call it kind of a curvy box, for lack of a better term. All right, we'll kind of just complete that. And then we'll change our color and we'll draw in a little line about halfway going across here. And what that line represents would be the hard palate. Okay. And so we've divided this space into two, and the space dorsal to the hard palate would be the nasal cavity proper, and the space ventral to the hard palate would be the oral cavity. Okay. Now we're going to continue this line. We're going to change our color, and we're going to continue caudally from the hard palate. We're going to kind of bring it down and kind of curve down like this. And that's going to represent the soft palate. All right. Now let's go ahead and change our color again, and we're going to draw this little protrusion here into our box. I want to kind of look at it like a little crayon or something, I guess. And what we've drawn there would be the larynx. And this specifically here would be the epiglottis. And just to complete this then, we'll continue caudally from the larynx with the trachea, and that's going to go to the lungs. So in the interest of completeness, we'll come over here and kind of in this region here, we're going to continue caudally with the esophagus. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to break down this general area in the caudal part of our box. Okay, so we're going to kind of, this space, we're going to break this space. And what is a space? This space is essentially the pharynx. Okay, and the area dorsal to the soft palate would be, which would make sense, the nasopharynx. The area ventral to soft palate would be the oropharynx. And this is a part that confuses people often, but the space caudal to the soft palate and generally on either side of the epiglottis, we'll kind of just pencil it in here with some dots. This would represent, this space in there would represent the laryngeal pharynx. So these three spaces represent the pharynx. Now let's go back real quickly here and let's think about the path of air. So obviously this little opening up here would be our nares, or nostrils. And if we think about the path of the air, it's going to go ventrally down here through the nasopharyngeal meatus, through the meatuses of the nasal cavity. We're going to go through the nasopharynx, through the laryngeal pharynx, through the laryngeal inlet, through the larynx, through the trachea, right, to the lungs. So the whole point of this little sketch is to think about what happens when you get these pinch points. And the first pinch point is pretty obvious. If you get stenotic or narrowed nostrils, there's going to be an impingement of air coming in for breathing. But the other one, if you think about the simple schematic and you organize these areas in your head, what's going to happen when you basically enlarge the soft palate throughout this whole region? All right. So if you get an enlarged soft palate, like during BOAS, what's going to happen? And again, what are we thinking about? We're thinking about these are cavities, but they're closed cavities, right? And so what are you doing here? You're basically reducing the space of the nasopharynx and the oropharynx, and you're really reducing the space of the laryngopharynx. So if you're going back to our air path, I mean, and you think about that, you're really restricting the flow of air through these areas, and it's getting back into the very reduced laryngeal pharynx. Is having a tough time getting down through the laryngeal inlet into the lungs. And one other note you want to make here is too, when this enlarges, it really moves this epiglottis out of position here more ventrally. So just basically a quick little sketch when you think about the cavities and how that enlargement of the soft palate will end up blocking that airway.